Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and there are certainly cars you're basically required to hate if you call yourself an enthusiast. The internet decided years ago they were terrible, and apparently we all signed the contract. The Prius is for people who hate driving. The Camry is for people who gave up. The BMW i3 looks like an electric toaster. The Mustang Mach-E isn't a real Mustang. Say you genuinely like one at Cars and Coffee, and somebody will look at you like you just admitted your microwave steak. But here's the annoying part. Some of the cars we've spent years shitting on are actually really damn good. Once you actually drive one, you start wondering if maybe the car wasn't the problem. Maybe we were just being assholes. Hey guys, I'm Brad Danger. Like, subscribe so we hit 2 mil. Remember to go to winthisIdealcar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus cash. And today we're talking about cars we love to hate and hate to love. Some are boring, some are ugly, and a few have reliability reputations that should come with your mechanic's number preloaded. But everyone has something that explains why people keep buying them, defending them, and occasionally destroying their finances over them. Okay, and real quick, here's the deal. Bigger prize, shorter timeline, you are going to love it. We already have given someone their choice of a Shelby GT350 or a Mark V Supra. Before that, we gave away a Bayside Blue flame-spitting R35 GTR. Plus, we've given away $100,000 cash. But this next giveaway beats them all. So, links pinned in the first comment. Go tap it, sign up, and go check out the past winners because your name could be drawn next. Now, back to the show. Let's start with the Toyota Camry because this is probably the hardest pill for car people to swallow. For decades, the Camry has been the universal symbol of automotive surrender. Nobody has a Camry poster on their bedroom wall. You bought one because your accountant approved, your parents approved, and nobody at the local meet cared. The problem is the current Camry is annoyingly good. The hybrid system is smooth. The fuel economy is stupid. It's comfortable. It has enough power that merging doesn't feel like filing a formal request, and the steering is better than you expect. Toyota has refined the boring family sedan until criticizing it starts to sound like you're trying too hard. You can say it has no soul. Then the owner gets 50 miles per gallon, drives 400 miles without back pain, and asks why your German sedan has a check engine light again. That hurts. The Prius is even worse because we turned it into a cultural punching bag. Weird shaped tiny wheels, silent startup, always someone doing 12 under the speed limit with reusable grocery bags in the back. Half the automotive world decided it sucked without ever spending meaningful time with it. Then you actually use a Prius for what it's designed to do and the joke starts falling apart. It's absurdly good at commuting. It's comfortable, it's practical, ridiculously efficient, and it eats highway miles without drama. And now Toyota has committed the ultimate act of disrespect by making the new one look good. It's low, clean, kind of aggressive, and suddenly guys who've spent 20 years making Prius jokes are standing around one going, okay, I'd drive that. Nobody asked for this character development. Then there's the BMW i3. I completely understand why people hated on it when it was new. BMW had spent decades building some of the best sports sedans on earth, and suddenly here comes this tall electric lunchbox on bicycle tires with weird doors and an interior that looked like a Scandinavian furniture catalog learned how to move. Guys, look at it now. The i3 has aged better than almost anybody expected because BMW actually tried something. Carbon fiber reinforced construction, rear-wheel drive, relatively low weight for an EV, funky materials, weird proportions, and a cabin that didn't look like somebody just taped an iPad to the dashboard. Today, so many EVs follow the formula. Heavy, crossover, smooth body, giant screen, done. The i3 still looks kind of weird, but at least it has an identity. I'll take interesting ugly over anonymous any day. Now let's piss off the Mustang crowd. The Ford Mustang Mach-E gets hated for one reason above all others. Ford called it a Mustang. If they had called it a Ford Mach-E, most people would have said, yeah, decent electric crossover and moved on. Instead, Ford put a pony on it and summoned every Facebook comment section in America. And guys, I totally get it. A Mustang is supposed to be a coupe with a long hood, rear drive attitude, and preferably a V8 making antisocial noises. A four-door electric crossover doesn't become a pony car because it has these 3 vertical taillights. The name still feels like a marketing department holding a historic bag hostage. But separate the badge from the vehicle and the Mach-E is pretty good. It's quick, practical, comfortable, decent looking, and the faster versions will embarrass plenty of gas cars in a straight line. You can hate what it represents while admitting you'd enjoy driving one. Ford wins either way, which makes it even more irritating. Then we have the Ram 1500 Warlock, which exposes something enthusiasts never like admitting. Most of us do not buy vehicles based purely on need. If we did, everybody would own a Corolla hatchback and rent a van twice a year. Nobody needs 500 horsepower to get coffee, and most full-size pickup owners aren't hauling cattle every Wednesday. The Warlock is huge, thirsty, annoying to park, and excessive if your normal cargo is a backpack and groceries. But then you see one on chunky tires and that giant dumb face, and some ancient part of your brain goes, yeah, that's cool. Trucks make you imagine a more useful version of yourself. Suddenly you're towing boats and hauling lumber. In reality, you're going to Target. But emotionally, you're a rugged frontiersman hunting for parking near Starbucks. The Jeep Wrangler and Toyota 4Runner scratch the same itch. If your commute is mostly highway, there's an objectively better choice. A normal crossover rides better, uses less fuel, and doesn't make 70 sounds like you're inside a washing machine full of gravel. Most owners will never use half of what these things can do off-road, and I still understand the appeal. There's something satisfying about a vehicle that feels like machinery. You sit upright, you can see the hood, there's real ground clearance underneath you, and the engineering exists for something beyond just making school pickup easier. The 4Runner has this old school indestructible truck energy, while the Wrangler is one of the last mainstream vehicles where removing half the body because the weather is nice is normal. They don't make perfect sense, and that's exactly why people love them. Then there's the Alfa Romeo Giulia, where every intelligent financial thought you've ever had quietly leaves the room. The Giulia is the automotive version of dating somebody all your friends warned you about and immediately understanding why people keep making the same mistake. You know the reputation, electric issues, brutal depreciation, questionable dealer support, and enough warning lights to qualify as Christmas decorations. Then you drive one. The steering, it's fantastic. The chassis feels alive. The seating position is just right. And even the regular 4-cylinder Giulia has an eagerness that a lot of luxury sedans have polished out of themselves. Then you park it, walk away, and look back because the damn thing is gorgeous. That's how Alpha gets you. It doesn't win the logical argument. It makes you stop caring about it. Suddenly, you're looking at a red one online at midnight and convincing yourself the maintenance history looks pretty solid. Now we need to talk about modified Subaru WRXs and STIs, specifically the terrible ones. Loud exhaust, giant wing, questionable wheels, blow-off valve sneezing every 3 seconds, tune installed by somebody named Kyle, and an owner who has explained stage 1 versus stage 2 to 14 people who never asked. These things can be obnoxious as hell. Some sound like lawn equipment being fired from artillery. If I see an EJ25 with 145,000 miles, 7 previous owners and a mystery tune, I trust a gas station tuna sandwich more than I trust that engine. And yet, every time one drives by, I look. There's just something entertaining about a stupid rally-inspired Subaru looking 5 minutes away from a mountain road hero run or a spectacular explosion. Cars should occasionally be stupid. I'm glad somebody is daily driving a ridiculous STI with mud flaps and an exhaust their neighbors hate. The Volkswagen New Beetle might be the purest example of enthusiasts rejecting a car because it looked too happy. Volkswagen took the Beetle shape, modernized it, put it on front-wheel drive hardware, and even gave it a flower vase on the dashboard. A flower vase. Sure, the new Beetle has problems. Packaging was weird, rear visibility in the convertible was basically a rumor, and some interiors aged like milk left in a hot car. But there were turbo models, TDIs, and manuals. You can get a cheerful cartoon bubble with a 1.8 turbo and a stick, and at some point that becomes funny enough to be cool. I miss cars being allowed to look friendly. Everything now has angry headlights and a grille that looks like it wants to fight you. The Beetle looked like it wanted ice cream. We could use more of that. Finally, the Lexus CT200H, the car whose styling writes checks its drivetrain absolutely cannot cash. It looks like a sporty premium hatchback. Sharp lines, low stance, Lexus badge, F-Sport trim. You see one and think maybe Lexus secretly built a GTI competitor nobody told you about. Then you floor it and discover speed was somewhere around 19th on the engineering priority list. The CT200H basically uses Prius hybrid hardware. 0 to 60 isn't an event as much as a long-term project, but guys, I still like it. It's small, it's practical, it's efficient, it's comfortable, and much better looking than the Prius it shares so much with. As a city commuter or cheap used luxury hatch, it makes a ton of sense. You get Toyota hybrid dependability and great fuel economy without Prius styling. And That's the point. Enthusiasts are incredibly good at deciding what a car means before we actually experience it. Camry means boring. Prius means anti-car. Mach-E means fake Mustang. i3 means ugly. Ram means unnecessary truck. Wrangler means mall crawler. Alpha means unreliable. WRX means vape. New Beetle means cute. CT200H means slow. Some are deserved, but that doesn't mean the car underneath sucks. A Camry can be boring and brilliant. A Prius can be uncool and still be one of the best daily driving drivers ever made. The Wrangler can be ridiculous transportation and still make you smile every time you climb into it. A Giulia can threaten your savings account and make every generic sedan parked next to it disappear. And stupid modified STIs can annoy your neighbors and still make you turn your head. That contradiction is what makes cars interesting. If everything could be judged perfectly from a spreadsheet, this hobby would be miserable. We'd all own the same 3 cars and spend Saturday mornings discussing depreciation curves. Screw that. I want weird cars, controversial cars, dumb cars, and cars we swear we'd never own until a suspiciously cheap one appears on Marketplace at 1:30 in the morning. So I want your embarrassing answers. What's the car you constantly talk shit about but secretly love? Don't give me some coward answer like an M3 or 911. I want real confessions. Tell me you want the new Prius stance on 20s. Tell me you're shopping for the new Beetle Turbo. Admit you straight piped your WRX and you complain about it every morning because it sounds kind of sick and your neighbors hate the noise pollution. I want to know. Down in the comments below, like, subscribe so we hit 2 mil before the end of the year. Go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus cash. Check out some of these Ideal vids. I'm Brad Danger, this is Ideal, and promise me one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.